understand. I gave you an entire packet, but the first two sheets of paper that you have there will explain everything that's in the packet. Sat down with my staff and we came up with all of the numbers for the first quarter of 2024, the first quarter of my campaign, or my administration, if you will. And you can see that the Sheriff's Office has been very busy, just like the local police department has. And you know, these are just some numbers that are passed on to you since the government of Covington is a partial, I guess you pay part of my budget, and I figured that it's only right of me to come in here and let you know what you're paying for. Total complaints during the first quarter were 3,808. That's basically how many times the dispatchers got on the radio and sent a deputy somewhere. 2,434 civil papers that were served, and that's in the county and the city. My civil process guy is very, very busy, and some of the deputies take every opportunity they can to help him out as well. We had 227 arrests. 115 of those were for felonies, and 112 were for misdemeanors. And if you just keep on reading, I'm just going to touch the highlights here. We had 55 jail transports, and those transports can be anywhere from here to Rockbridge County, or they can be from here to Newport News. And a lot of miles are put on the vehicles. You can see that the jail transported 9,000 miles during the first quarter. And man hours were 309 hours for transport. Inmate population is staying right around the 75 number, and that's, you know, it's above what we're built for, but it is a tolerable number. We're able to handle several more than the 75. The jail administration over there, they've made a lot of arrangements inside the pods, and they're able to accommodate more people than what it was originally built for. We had 210 inmates processed, and we dispatched 1,433 EMS calls. I mentioned those, the complaints answered and the fire and EMS calls dispatched, and that's, to me, that's very important for you guys to look at as well, because of the discussion between the county and the city about a consolidated 911 facility. I'm not for sure the number of calls that the Covington dispatchers took, but I'm sure it was probably pretty close to that. And it's something that needs to be done, and or at least talked about in a different atmosphere. Let's see. Those are the same. I think those are the same papers, those two that I showed you. Do you have any questions so far?
On the inmate population, are any of the inmates getting farmed out like they used to? Is that number, is it the inmates?
We have 2 farmed out currently, and one of them is for medical purposes, and the other one is for, and don't quote me on this, but I think it's for reasons because of possible enemies within the jail. So we send him somewhere else. Another reason that I have brought this to you and let you look at it and study it, if you will, I'm asking the county for 2 different large amounts of money. And the reason I'm asking for those amounts of money, one, I'm asking for 4 new positions at the Sheriff's Office. That would be 4 new deputies. That would give us 4 4-person shifts. And to me, that's vital, because of vacations, because of sickness, because of training. Currently, when we have that happen, we either have to pay overtime or we have to go with a 2-person shift. And you all know how big Alleghany County is. It's very hard to cover with 2 people. You may be in Longdale Furnace and get a call all the way up near the Craig County line on Route 18. And that's a long wait for someone who picks up the telephone and calls 911. So that would let me have 4 people on a shift, and my supervisors would manage the vacations, manage the training, and all those things, so that we would always have 3 people on each shift. The other reason I'm asking for another batch of money is some financial decisions were made prior to me coming in with vehicles. Currently, the sheriff's office is leasing about 11 vehicles. The lease is very expensive. Last year we spent $115,000 just in lease payments. We spent $17,000 to the city of Covington for taxes. Now, the reason we had to pay taxes on those vehicles is because Enterprise owns those vehicles, and we had to pay taxes. We had to pay taxes on those vehicles because they're owned by a different entity. I've asked for $200,000 to purchase 5 vehicles. If I can purchase those 5 vehicles, I can pay that money back within 18 months based upon the amount of money that we'll spend in lease payments. And what we can do when we own a vehicle is, once we get to the end of its law enforcement life, a vehicle is still good for a public works vehicle, a CSB vehicle, or any other type of government entity that is not out here running up and down the road at high rates of speed. It's perfectly safe for doing the speed limit, or possibly even the school system could use a vehicle like that. So those are the reasons for the 2 large amounts of money. If you get a chance to look at that budget request, you'll know what I'm asking for. Any questions?
I have a question.
Yes, sir, Mr. Hunter.
Do all of your officers have cars to take home?
Yes, they do.
Why?
Because some of them live out on the outer parts of the county, and we have an ERT team, which is multi-jurisdictional. They're responsible for Clifton, Covington, and Alleghany County, and we also have an MOU with the county of Bath. If they get an ERT call, which could possibly be for a hostage situation, they need to have their equipment in a vehicle and ready to go at any time. And if they have to drive from their home to the sheriff's office or the county building to pick up a vehicle and then respond, it puts them close to an hour getting somewhere where maybe they could have been in 15 minutes from their home. Any other questions? Thank you for your time. Have a blessed evening.